Hey guys, today I'm working on what am I working on? Here we are. Day 19 of load, and I wanted to show you Tracy, Mercy Tierra, shared her form that she uses when she makes layouts so that she can document what supplies she used and then all of the steps it takes to make the blog post and post the video and make sure that the galleries are updated and all of that. So she shared that on her blog, and I'll link that down in the information for this. I'll go ahead and link that. But here, this is what I have to do. I have to write myself a note to do that because I will forget. And the thing about it is, I really like the idea of keeping that list, because typically what I do, and if you go ahead and you look over here, let me zoom in and show you this. I'm going to get to a layout, I promise. But if you look right here, it says blog, process video, YouTube, all those little notes. I typically write the notes in the margins that I've done those things. And then sometimes I I forgot to update the blog, or oh, didn't I make this? I update the video. I upload the videos to YouTube, but then I forget to make them public because they don't go. I try to make sure that they don't go public until the blog post is public, until that's loaded. So it gets to be a little back and forth, but I really like the idea that she kept a to-do list for all of that. But I really wanted to keep my layouts in this notebook because it's always easy to find on my desk as opposed to one piece of paper. I tried that before, the one piece of paper, and it gets lost amongst the mess that I make when I'm creating. So I just took some Avery labels and then wrote my to-do list, typed out my to-do list on the Avery label, and then I could just peel the label off and stick it in my book for each of the layouts that I'm going to do. This will be number 12 in this book. But what we're working on now is load day 19, and I took this photo. This is the photo that I'll be scrapping of my nephew, and I'm going to have to do something to cover up his sister. Her head is actually, I didn't cut it off, it's actually cut off in the picture. So I'm going to have to do something to cover her up a bit so that it doesn't look as awkward that you have this headless child in the back of the photo. But the challenge was to scrapbook an Eeyore or a Tigger in your life. And the first thing I thought about was all the energy that Tigger has and all the energy that my children have. So I thought I'd go ahead and scrapbook my nephew, who is the epitome of never stopping. He's always on the go, always, and they all pretty much are like that. This is just the first photo that I came to that I thought this really captures that sort of very excited, very energetic, that energy that these kids have. So I'm going to scrapbook that photo. That photo was taken November of 2012. I'm going to create this layout today, which is, what's today? Where's my pen? I have to go back to pencil. I don't like using pencil, but today is the 19th. And then what I'll do is I will write all of the supplies I use in this blank space, and then that helps me to put it up on my blog. So what I've done is I don't know what direction I'm going in for this layout. I'm kind of lost, but I did go through those 4 drawers that I talk about all the time that has all of those extra embellishments that I throw stuff in, and I did pull out everything that I thought might work. There's some odd brads, some odd chipboard, a die cut, some buttons, and things like that. And then these are 2 pieces of sticky back canvas that I colored this denim color for a different layout that I did. So I thought I think I'm definitely going with a blue. I'm just not sure if it's going to be light blue or dark blue or anything like that. But here's this little, I got this little tray at a flea market, actually. I really liked it. But, so I just threw the stuff in there. So that's available for me to use. I have these cute cuts from Doodlebug Designs. And this is boys only. I have this Bella Boulevard midterm, and it's called Blurbs, and I like this one down here, and I think this is what's going to make all of my color decisions. It's this light blue with this dark blue, and it says hello, my name is, and I'm going to put his name in there, I think. This is also Bella Boulevard. This is Mr. Boy, and this is journaling stickers. I also like this that said boy traits and then had all of these things here, so I thought that. I have this, the chipboard also from that Mr. Boy collection. I have Lost and Found 3 from my Mind's Eye. This is the chipboard elements for the Oliver collection, and I also have the cardstock stickers from that same collection. I have these 2 from Authentique. This is Curiosity Elements and this is Genuine Elements. And I thought I could use some of these letters for his name. And then there's also these what are they called? Words. Yay. I can't find the word for words. Words here that I thought maybe I could try to use. I have this, and even though this doesn't fit the style of anything else I have, I do like this blue sort of flourish here. And as you can see, this is vintage. This is Weekend Market from Bo Bunny, and I haven't even opened it. So maybe we can finally get a piece out of there. I don't know why I go and I buy those old... Let me get that glare off of there. It's not going to matter. There we go. That's kind of better. My husband's working on the lighting because the lighting, since I rearranged my room, doesn't work so well. So he's working on that. But here it is. I don't know why I buy these antique-y looking... I love them. Like, they're the greatest. And my house is very much these colors. But when I go to Scrapbook, I don't use these colors a lot. So, and then I have the new Echo Park collection. This is Scoot, the Scoot collection from Echo Park. And then we're going to take a look and try to use up some of this. So that's where I'm going to get started. I don't know where we're going, but we'll see. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, so like I always do when I'm starting a layout using a collection, I'm going to flip through all of the papers in the collection, move the ones that I think I'm going to use to one side and the ones that I don't think I'm going to use for this layout to the other side. And that's just basically what I'm doing here, going through, looking at the whole collection, trying to figure out what I want, what I like, and what's going to work with my photos. So that's basically the 3 rules that I have when picking papers. What do I like? What do I want to use? And what's going to work with the pictures. And not all the time is what's going to work with the pictures one of the major considerations. But, you know. So I decide here that these are my 3 papers. But I know right away that I'm going to need something darker to mat this photo on to make it stand out against those other papers. So I'm going to put my picture down in the corner with temporary adhesive. Line up my matte tool around it and cut that out, and then I'll pull the picture up and then center it on that mat and put it down with permanent adhesive. And I just leave the temporary adhesive on it. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. And then there are 2 specific little labels or journaling cards on this cut apart paper, and I think the paper's called journaling cards. And it's this one here, but I didn't want the green because I definitely wanted mostly blues in this layout. I didn't want to add a whole lot of colors. So I'm cutting it out of the green and just straightening up those corners a bit. And then that one of a kind I wanted to use too, and I'm eventually going to cut the red off. I'm not going to have the red in the layout either because I really wanted to use the main colors of just the light blue and the dark blue. So I'm deciding on sizes to make my base of the layout with my pattern papers. So I'm just cutting them down. And I know that I'm going to use that ledger paper as the background and then that polka dotted navy paper as another layer on the layout. So I'm just arranging the main parts of the layout on that polka dot paper. And then I'm just looking around and seeing how I want this all to lay out. And at this point, I'm pretty happy. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a good, we can work with that. So I thought first I was going to cut that sticker out, but then I was like, because I didn't want to stick it down because I didn't know if I was going to keep it there. And look, it gets stuck. So you're going to see me. I'm going to take out this powder tool from, I don't know who makes it, EK Success, I think. And I'm going to just put powder all over the back. And you could use, and you don't need that special tool. I mean, baby powder, cornstarch, they would work just as well. You know, so you don't need that special little tool, but I took the adhesive, the stickiness of the adhesive off the back of that so I could move it around. And now I made the sticky back canvas, like I said in the intro, for a different layout that I did, and I had some leftovers, so I'm really liking the dark blue of it, so I'm thinking that I'm going to use the that sticky back canvas. And now I'm just going through all of the elements that I pulled out to decide what I want to use to embellish it, because I'm pretty happy with the base of the layout. So I really want to use this flourish from Bo Bunny more because I just want to use something from that pack because I haven't used anything and it's been sitting in my stash for a long time. So I pull this flourish, and again I'm going to use that powder tool to take the adhesive off the back. It's not really removing it, it's just covering the adhesive up with powder to make it not stick. So, and I'm going to play with that flourish for a long time. I'm going to do a million different things. And it was like 5 minutes of playing with that flourish to see if I could get it to work. And I decided after that 5 minutes that it wasn't going to work. And I deleted that whole 5 minutes out of the video because it's just me looking at different labels or different stickers because I don't like how that flourish is over all of those different backgrounds. I feel like the behind that flourish should be really streamlined and clean, and it's not. Like there's weird angles and all of that, like where that paper stops. So I'm looking here to see if there's something that I could put behind it, and then I find that little chipboard that says an adventure waiting to happen. But here, see, I'm taking labels out and doing all this, and I'm eventually going to realize that there's no way that flourish is going to work. So there we go. Now we've moved on. I have the basic layout all done. And again, I'm looking at ways to make that flourish work. I took five. I mean, I'm still working on that, and I took 5 minutes of playing around with that out of the video. So I had a request to add the exact time it takes me to make these layouts because they're sped up in the videos, and I will start adding that in the video description. Because if I'm crafting, the video camera's on, so it definitely records the time it takes me to record a video, to actually do a layout. So, and there I have cut the red off of that one of a kind, and I'm just laying this out to see what I like. Still with that flourish there, I changed out that Hello My Name Is that I started with this bigger one from Bella Boulevard. So, and I liked it a bit better. And now I'm ready to commit, and I'm going to start laying all my layers down. And I realized I laid those other two on top of that dark blue, and I hadn't put adhesive on the dark blue paper yet. So I'm going to put my photo down, and then I waited to put my sticky back canvas down because I knew it was going to overlap the photo. And like I said, I don't know that I fixed this issue with Madison's head back there. Because now she really looks like a cut-off kid, but I think the photo is so focused on Mason, and because he's wearing blue and the layout is mostly blue, I think that Madison does get lost a bit in the background. I don't think she's the first thing your eye focuses on when you think when you're looking at this layout. So I could be wrong. I mean, you guys could be looking at it and all you see is this headless child, but that was the way the photo was taken, and I guess in hindsight, I could have edited the photo and removed her through editing software, and maybe next time I'll do that. But that, you know what, it sounds a lot like work, and I don't want to work. I'm scrapping. This is all very fun to me, so I don't want to make it like tedious and like work. But I could have in Photoshop taken her out of that photo, and maybe next time I'll think about that. But not during load. There's no way. I just don't have that Bella Boulevard. I don't have the patience. Let me finish that thought, and now I'll go on and tell you about this chipboard. That chipboard is really, really old to the point where the adhesive just pulls right off of the back. It's dried out so much, so I just removed it and added my own adhesive. What I didn't want to have happen was that I put the glue on the old adhesive that was there, and then that pull up, and then I lose the chipboard shape on my layout. So I'm adding some washi tape and trying to figure out where that should go to make the layout balanced on both sides. And I don't like washi tape to end in a very neat angle at the end, so I typically rip it. And here I'm lining the chevrons up because I feel like I still need something behind that flourish. I haven't given up on that flourish yet, but pretty soon I'll be like, you are driving yourself nuts to get this flourish to work, and it's just not going to work. Because I didn't want to chop any of the background elements up in the middle of that flourish. And this is probably the best, that was probably the best placement I had for the whole thing. But then I was like, you know what, it's just not going to work. So I ditched it. I'll use that flourish on something else. So because I'm using two strips of that chevron paper so close together, I wanted to make sure that the chevrons were lined up. So I have these little arrows, and chipboard shapes I typically add adhesive to. I think that, if anything's going to pull up, even if it came with its own adhesive on that chipboard, I always add more adhesive to it because I don't want to open the book and find them in the bottom of the page protector. Now I'm looking at some word stickers that explain how nuts Mason is. And so I'm just going through and looking at different letter stickers, and I'm looking at different word stickers that I have to just kind of spice up the layout a little bit, add some more details to it. So I have this Brad, so I'm going to add that in there. I had a collection of Brads from my decor miscellaneous drawer, so I was going through and deciding which one I wanted to use. I definitely didn't want to use that rhinestone Brad so close to Mason. I think it would have been okay further away, but rhinestones, boys, it didn't look right, and it was the wrong color anyway. I'm looking for more Brads here in my Brad basket, and I pull these for the record Brads from Echo Park. And I replace that one Brad with this one. I'm much happier with that. And then just a couple more word stickers. It's all starting to come together now. It's starting to actually look like a layout. And I didn't cut that border strip off until way late. This is my basket of blue, yellow, and green thickers. So I'm just going through. They're not all thickers. So all my 6x12 alphabets lay in this, and then my little alphabets I have in those little baggies, as you can see on the table there, separated by color. So my little label stickers are there. And then this is my, what colors are in there? White, I don't know, white, red, and black maybe? Something like that. I have 3 baskets like that are filled with alpha stickers. Oh, I'm gonna yawn. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. So I'm just gonna use these mini market stickers from October Afternoon to put his name under the "Hello, my name is." And then I'm going to use these vinyl. As I said in the intro, the challenge for this layout was to scrapbook either a Tigger or an Eeyore in your life. So I thought using the title of Bounce worked well. And seriously, when Mason gets hyper, that's all he does. He bounces all the way around the house. So I use those foam thickers to put the first word bounce, and then I'm going to use those vinyl stickers to add bounce twice more so that the title of the layout is Bounce, Bounce, Bounce. And for the top bounce and the bottom one, I'm going to, oh, and I actually pulled the second one up too, so that the letters are kind of going in an up and down motion to indicate like the bounce. I don't know if it works or not, but that was the thought process behind picking those up and not putting them in a straight line. I wanted them to more mimic the word that they were, they were spelling out. And then thankfully I had 2 packs of those vinyl thickers because the one pack that I pulled did not have enough ease, but I've eventually found the other pack of vinyl thickers, and now I'm just using some asterisks and laying them around the page to bring some white elements in. I'm gonna pull out a date stamp from. I changed how I store my date stamps now. They no longer sit on this serving tray. But here I'm going through and looking at all the phrases and deciding which phrase I wanted to use. So I decided I'm going to use 2 of them. I'm going to use a phrase from the Smash collection, I believe, and then I'm going to use that. I think I'm going to use the date from Studio Calico. Or I'm going to use a word and the date. That's what it is. I'm going to use a word and the date from the Smash book. And then I'm going to use this arrow from this Studio Calico roller date stamp and just the arrow to fill in some of that space above hello my name is. And I'm not stamping those arrows very cleanly. I'm not stamping them in any symmetrical or in any orderly fashion, just around the page a bit. And wipe off the stamp, clean things up a little bit. And there's the final layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.